talking with our customers here at Build with this great customer story. Please welcome to the show Kevin Smith, CTO from Fastmarkets. Welcome, Kevin.
Hi, Dean. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for joining us so much. And if you could tell us what you do at Fastmarkets and what Fastmarkets is for people that aren't aware before we dive into this awesome story.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the Chief Technology Officer for Fastmarkets. I joined Fastmarkets about 3.5 years ago now, and since joining, I've been responsible for defining and driving our digital transformation, which is ultimately going to help to power and drive our business over the next 10 or so years. One of the major parts of that digital transformation journey has really been the re-engineering of our technology platforms. So we've been building out a single cloud-native platform to replace our 12 or so legacy platforms and services that we previously operated. In terms of Fastmarkets, what we do, we as a business, we provide market intelligence for the commodities markets. So we provide benchmark pricing across a number of different commodity sectors, ranging from metals to agriculture to forest products. So effectively, we provide price transparency across those markets, which would otherwise be opaque. We also provide kind of insights and commentary across those markets, as well as disseminating real-time exchange market data. So whilst our proprietary prices are kind of once a day, the real-time exchange market data is your very fast-moving tick type data. So a different set of non-functional requirements for those. And also we provide kind of forecasting and analytics. So we build econometric models to effectively give our view on where we think the prices are heading in the future. So the earliest parts of our business, it actually interestingly dates back to 1874. Originally, it was a printed newspaper with industry news and price tables. And as you can imagine, over the last 100 years or so, we've really gone through a number of technological kind of revolutions and changes. Going from magazine to our first web experiences in the 90s, and more recently the new platform that we're building.
Nice. So you weren't using the cloud in 1874 then?
No, not as far as I know, but I wasn't around then, so.
So you wasn't there to witness it. No, exactly. So it sounds like you're kind of the change man. You've come in and you're helping to kind of go through this transformation period, and I'm guessing this stuff is running on Azure, right?
Yeah, it is. It's all built in the cloud. I can actually share a high-level architecture diagram with you, if that's helpful.
Yeah, we'd love to see it.
Cool. So this is our architecture. Yep, it's absolutely all built in Azure. It's a modern microservice architecture. So we've designed it to scale. If you think we're moving all of our customers onto this one platform, so we need to scale across all of those customers, but also our business strategy is not only organic growth, but acquisition. So the platform needs to be able to scale for us in the future as well. It's an API-first architecture, as you can see. So customers can effectively, subscribe to our data directly via our API. But in addition, we built a number of different delivery channels. So at the top right there, you see our premium quality desktop dashboard. And that really delivers, first-class, high-end experience. It supports multiple monitors. You can pop out widgets. It's highly customizable. We've made some quite careful choices on technology. So we also have a browser version of that same dashboard, but it's a single code base. So that's pretty interesting. We've also built out an Excel add-in to allow us to disseminate our data, directly into our customers' workflows as well. And then finally, we've got mobile apps for Android and iOS. So as you can see, we've made a few big bets. We've bet on top of Service Fabric for our microservice orchestration layer. We've standardized on .NET Core as the runtime. And also another very important part of our strategy is really to focus on using PaaS services wherever we can, wherever they offer the capabilities that we need.
Yeah, I love that. This is This is really interesting, and I've worked with a number of customers over the years going through this kind of migration. And you have to make these big bets, right? You have to pick this technology, and so I think what will be useful for people watching is kind of picking into the inside of those decisions that you've made around, like, why did you choose Service Fabric on Azure, and potentially following that we can talk a bit about the .NET decision. But yeah, first off, like, why Service Fabric, and what did that bring to you? How did that process go?
Yes, it's a great question. So, we wanted to provide a platform with very high availability metrics, and so we really looked for what was the microservice orchestration layer that we could use that would deliver those capabilities. We wanted to do things like rolling upgrades and downgrades as well. And at the time of selection, Service Fabric was clearly the most mature platform. We did look at Kubernetes as well. But this was going back around about 3 years or so when we made this particular choice. And we just didn't feel it had the level of maturity at that stage. I think things have changed now, obviously. I think as well, in terms of fault tolerance, we're really super happy with the choice. We've actually deployed our cluster across multiple zones within Azure. So, we have a level of fault tolerance. We can lose a data center, keep running, and that goes right down to individual machines failing, and also obviously services as well. So that's really been a key driver behind our choice of building on top of Service Fabric.
Nice. It seems like it meets a bunch of those requirements, which I guess is what you do when you go through that process, right? You go through that. What are our requirements, and what helps us meet them? And then obviously you said you're using .NET, and I know when we spoke last time, you were telling me about some of the decisions and the reasons for choosing .NET as a language. So if you could elaborate on that, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. So so we've standardized on .NET Core specifically, and the reasons behind that are kind of numerous, especially obviously the developer productivity that we get in conjunction with the great tool set and integration of that tool set with all of the Azure tools, etc. Was a key factor. But also, if you look at the journey of .NET Core, Microsoft's done some really impressive performance work on the runtime. And for us, one of the aspects of our architecture is that we are dealing with very high volume exchange market data. And so the implications of that are that we want a very consistent latency performance characteristics throughout the architecture. And so what's that got to do with .NET Core? Well, Microsoft's done a lot of work on keeping the amount of garbage created to a minimum in .NET Core. And when you're talking about delivering a platform with consistent latency characteristics, you really want to minimize the amount of garbage, because you want to minimize the number of kind of interruptions in terms of the garbage collector kicking in, because it has an adverse effect on latency. So that's been a key factor as well. And those combinations of things have really allowed us to create very densely packed microservices because of the increased efficiency that we get from .NET Core. And I guess the final decision point was really around the fact that it is cross-platform. We don't want to be boxed in. We want to leave our choices open for the future. Should we want to move to Linux at some point.
Nice. It gives you a bit of flexibility there using .NET Core specifically. I love that. And people watching this, and this is a great story. You now have this fully fledged microservices platform running in Azure, and a beautiful diagram to show it. But I think all of us watching this know that in the real world, these things don't come without their hiccups, right? And sometimes in these migration journeys, there's a few roadblocks. If you can share, I'd love to hear maybe one or two of those potential roadblocks you hit and how you overcome those challenges.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely, it's been a really interesting project, and there's been a lot of technical challenges that we've had to overcome. One of the early decisions that we had to make was because of the way that we process exchange market data, for example. We're ingesting hundreds of millions of messages a day from exchanges, and quite often we have multiple services that need to process those messages. So that kind of really leads you to a pub sub architecture. However, to my comments earlier, we really want very consistent performance in terms of latency, but also a very high throughput pub sub bus. And so we reviewed a bunch of the services that were available to us. But if you look at the performance characteristics of a lot of those pub sub technologies, they're typically IO backed, which means that the latency characteristics are usually not really what we want. With Exchange Market Data, you need to be very fast. You actually don't care if you drop 1 or 2 messages along the way as well. And so it turns out, we ended up landing on Redis, and most people think of Redis as a in-memory cache, which is what we use it for as well. But it actually turns out to be an extremely good pub sub bus with fantastic performance characteristics as well. So we've been able to drive load very, very hard, and it has a very linear, performance characteristics as you drive load up. So that's worked out really well for us. I guess the other part to that story in particular is that we looked at the different client libraries for Redis, and we ended up using Stack Exchange because that seemed to be the best library. But it's actually quite a big library, and so we found in testing that it was actually creating quite a lot of garbage. So what our engineering team have done is actually strip that right back to its bare minimum. We've optimized it in terms of its footprint and performance, and minimized the amount of garbage. So we've ended up with a great PaaS pub sub solution that's really matched and met our non-functional requirements both for today and also for the foreseeable future. So really super happy with that.
I love that. And I think it's just great that the like Redis, like you say, is often seen as an in-memory cache using the cache aside pattern, right, where you're caching database entries for performance, right? But it's such a versatile tool for other stuff as well. It's great to see it being used for other use cases as well. So we've actually had a poll running while we're doing this session with the community and the people watching. So a few people voted. We asked them, I'm just looking at my screen here, we had where are you on your cloud adoption journey, just to get a kind of feel for it. So you can see that 29% are not started on their cloud adoption journey yet. 23% have put some dev test workloads. 30% are doing some production, 18% are all in and fully running in the cloud. As somebody who is and whose organization is running pretty much fully in the cloud now with a very modern microservices-based architecture, what would be your advice to people that are embarking on this journey? They're going to go through some transformation and start using the cloud. What would be your piece of advice that you would give to them?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. So I think the thing that has really paid off for us is quite early on, we really got very deeply familiar with the PaaS services. Really understanding their capabilities to a very deep level. That has been a strategy to leverage PaaS as far as we can. And really one of the reasons behind that is that, it gives us the best ROI in terms of our engineering spend. And that's really allowed us to move with pace. I think some of the other interesting things about adopting PaaS is some of the non-functional capabilities that you get. You'd have to build those yourself. So for example, Cosmos DB, its ability around geo-replication. Actually, myself and another member of my team have built that capability before another organization. And there's a huge amount of engineering you have to put into building something like that. So having that as a turnkey solution is just a massive advantage.
Yeah, I think doing anything cross-region comes with its challenges, right? And if you can have a service that does that out of the box for you, then I'm all for it. I'm interested in that angle on PaaS services. Do you have like a strategy on new service adoption within the cloud? So I've worked with other customers in the past who have said things like, well, we'll always try and use serverless first, right? And if we can't do that, we'll use something like app service or PaaS services and then containers and then virtual machines. Have you got any kind of strategy around the decision process in adopting or deploying new services?
Yeah, I mean, we have I'd say at this point, a fairly kind of robust engineering process around how we decide what we use. We do look to evaluate the different PaaS services. So we'll look at both the functional and non-functional requirements, as well as things like the cost of operation, etc. So in general, we absolutely favour PaaS services. We're doing some serverless. But at the moment, that's more on the peripheral, just because of the nature of our workloads. But I think as we progress, we'll probably start doing more serverless, I would say. Yeah,
nice. I think it's an interesting way. I see a lot of people do serverless like that on the periphery, and maybe it's like a bit of glue between certain services and things like that. I see that happening quite a lot. It's a good way to dip your toe in the water of these kind of cutting edge technologies. We unfortunately would love to chat all day, Kevin. We don't have time, unfortunately. I think it's been a phenomenal story, and I want to thank you so much for coming along and joining us on Build Digital today. It's been really great, so thank you for coming along.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for your time.
Great stuff. It feels like we're due for another Chill Zone coming up, but first, a quick break. Stay tuned.